Okay, so just to describe a DPS skip before I have to try to describe it live as I'm doing the boss. If you've never seen the ladder tiles for a ladder skip of the special attacks during Akkha, it's a thing that's relevant when you're doing Double Trouble. But the tiles that you use for a ladder staircase skip of the special attacks with Double Trouble are the exact same tiles you use to DPS skip Akkha. And those tiles, ignore the red tiles because they're not relevant, are the tiles I'm marking in purple here, including the two in yellow, right? The pattern is just continued. Okay, so those purple, and I'm only going to do one quadrant. It extends the exact translation or flip or however you want to call it. You can continue the pattern here. 2 tiles here, 2 tiles here, 2 tiles here, and go all the way around the room, and it's the exact same. So, how are these tiles used? This is the inside of the room, and this side is the outside of the room. Inside and outside. And the way the special attacks work at Akkha is because it is a wave. When you're doing a DPS skip, the floor fires on the outside of the room first. It looks like a huge wave, right? It comes in from the outside and bulges in towards the inside. And it's so when you're doing a DPS skip, because you haven't killed the shadow yet, what you have to do is you have to go from the inside of the room anywhere this tile or even further towards the inside. So these tiles are also on the inside of the room. And any of these tiles, let me pull out the party hub here. Any of these inside tiles here you can run from an inside tile to an outside tile. That's what you got to do. So you have to run from an inside tile, any of these tiles, or even further back, right? This is technically inside, and from there, you can't run to here because that's an inside tile, but you could run to here, which is, so you can't run north, but you could run from here to here, or here to here, or here to here, and that would run you from the inside to the outside of the room. Generally, you want to pick a diagonal to run to, though. So my diagonal that I run to is the red one, just in case I misclick and accidentally click to the outside. So so let's say I was running to this tile and I accidentally click one of these, that's going to put me on the outside of the room. And then if I try to run from here further out, I'm going from out to out. I don't do any DPS skip. I'm already in the region that's getting hit when it fires, so there's no DPS skipping happening. I choose to run to the red tiles because that lets me misclick on any of these 3 tiles as well. I'm on the inside of the room, and then I wait for the animation of Akkha's spear. The tick that you have to click on is indicated by him lifting his spear above his head. It goes horizontal, turns blue, and he slams it into the ground. If you click, if you tell yourself to click when the spear is horizontal above his head, you are going to be clicking at the correct time. If you slow down the recording, as I'm doing it here, you will notice that the yellow X of the click here, like a yellow movement, actually appears on the screen as his spear is stabbing into the ground. So what you think and what you do is normally one tick later than what's actually happening. So if you think something is happening and you try to avoid it, you've probably already been hit by it. You have to pray against stuff before it happens when you're in fight caves or you're in the Inferno. You have to pray before it happens. Same thing here. You have to move before it actually happens. So you actually have to click before the DPS appears on the screen. So you have to click before the spear goes vertical. But then the screen will appear as if you've clicked as the spear's vertical. So I'm thinking click when the spear is horizontal above his head. The yellow click will appear on the screen as his spear is vertical, and that will be the timing that pushes me from the inside of the room to the outside of the room. Then, because the whole point of DPS skipping is you failed the DPS skip, I like to keep Akkha in melee form. Shadow is best DPS, So that alone is a great reason to keep Akkha in melee form. Another great reason to keep Akkha in melee form for me is keep back is on. So once this guy starts ranging and maging me, every time he spins his spear to throw out a ranged or a magic attack, the tick he spins his spear, he's also doing a melee hit. And that's not something you ever really turn on unless you're running super high invo raids or for some reason you just want to stress yourself out. Feel free to turn keep back on and die a few times. It's really not fun. But and it's very punishing if you make a tick mistake because you'll get hit like 70 at this invocation level. I think I've been hit a 72. I'm waiting the day I get hit more and die to it. I always camp like 76 HP is the lowest HP I'll camp so I don't die. So, okay, so the shadow's running down. You see the hourglass. There's going to be a timer above the hourglass filling up. What do? You see the hourglass. It's almost full. So I will stop my butterfly. So I'm butterflying down here, right? I will go to a different quadrant. It's red tile, either to here or to here or to here, whichever one feels most natural to me. It's just where you're at in the butterfly. So if you're running down here, you notice it's about to be full. I'm not going to try to book it all the way around Akkha up to this corner and DPS skip. I'm going to run over to this tile because it's closest to where I'm at. If I'm in my butterfly and I notice the timer's almost full and I'm here, I'm going to go to this tile to DPS skip. Or maybe if I'm feeling spicy, I'll run over here for some reason. Yeah, and then I will run to this red tile and I will start walking away from the boss along the diagonal that is on the inside of the room. Again, technically, you can walk anywhere along this big diagonal, this thick diagonal, I guess. And as long as you click towards the outside of the room on the tick when his spear is horizontal above his head, you tell yourself to click. You're actually clicking as his spear is diving into the ground. You will find yourself not getting hit by the wave that comes in and hits every quadrant in the room because you failed to DPS skip. You failed to DPS the shadow down, so you have to skip the damage. And you could just run to a red tile and just sit there if you're learning it and just tank a hit from the boss. Or you could even just, if you're butterflying down here, just stand on the red tile. But if you stand still, the boss will hit you. If the boss hits you, there's a chance he turns into the ranged or magic phase. And for me, I really don't want that to happen. Keep back is on. For you, it might not be a big deal. You just hit him with your fang a couple times, you hit him with your blowpipe a couple times, he's back into melee form, you're back into your shadow, and you're butterflying again. But in general, at these high invos where this is actually relevant, and you're having to DPS skip because you're at 500 invo, and the boss's HP is so high, you probably just want to keep it in melee form as much as you can, because it's easier to just butterfly the boss down. So I run to a different quadrant, run to the red tile, walk along the diagonal formed that extends from that red tile so that I can continue to walk away from the boss, and then I run to the outside of the room to actually do the DPS skip. Every once in a while I do make the mistake of thinking that these tiles are on the outside of the room. Those are on the inside of the room. As you can see, they extend from my tile marked here inside, going all the way down here. These tiles in the very cozy top and bottom of the rooms are inside of the room. So you can never DPS skip. I find myself accidentally making that mistake of thinking I can click from here to here and go from the inside to the outside. That's not true. You'd have to click one of these two tiles or these two tiles to be on the outside of the room. And if you run early, you're going to find yourself running into a situation where you've walked the diagonal. If you bail early, you'll walk the diagonal, and then you'll have to start walking back this way to continue to stay away from the boss. Maybe I'll do that on purpose at some point, just to show what that looks like. If you bail early, and I normally bail when the special attack of the hourglass is at like 85 to 90% full, and you have to keep an eye on it. It's something that you get a habit of. You're going to find yourself getting DPS checked. If you get yourself DPS checked and you're not even aware that the hourglass is a thing, yeah, look at the hourglass. When it's full, the quadrants pop. But I just look to see when it's 80 to 95% full, yellow, and I just eyeball that. I don't have like a number that's counting up. And when it is, I run to a red tile, and I wait for the spear to go horizontal above the head. Yeah, I will be clicking as it is plunging into the ground, and that will be the DPS skip. Okay, long-ass winded, inefficient explanation complete. That's the style of my videos. If you find this helpful, and the example that is about to follow as well helpful, like, subscribe, comment, and comments might lead to a video like this, because that's where I got the idea to record this, and hopefully that is helpful. Let's see it in action. Oh, hellfire. This is the room that kills me the most, so we'll see if that happens.
I believe I've seen you do it 2 times.
Yep, I just did perfection of head twice for people right before this, so I
Yeah.
should be pretty good. Hoping and praying for the best here. I have all the tiles marked, and that really makes me sad. I hate all these purple tiles! Oh, I'm gonna go over here. I'm not even gonna stand up there. And I'm taking a melee hit. I hate this! I hate all these tiles! Fuck it, I'm just gonna... I don't like having all the tiles marked, by the way. It's so distracting. I just have one tile. I have the red tile, I walk the diagonal. For explanation purposes, it's important to have them marked, but for me purposes, I don't like that. Okay, now I can play the game. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit much, isn't it? It turns RuneScape into a different game, man. Grid selector.
Like, I need some tiles to know where I'm at, but...
No, absolutely. Like, I'm finding content that I'm doing now. Just I'm trying to go in there with the tile selector you got on mobile, and it is one color. It doesn't change color.
Yeah, you can't change the color on mobile. It's so
what
sad.
What the fuck's the point in that? Oh, they dropped the ball again. Anyway, I'm just happy I got NPC highlighter for the melayers and
Right.
where the nibblers are on fucking Inferno. I can now actually get to, like, well, my best is 64 at the moment.
That's still damn good on mobile.
To be fair, yeah.
For the YouTube, you can see the hourglass filling up here in the top right corner. So I have my eye on that. And when it gets to, I don't know, I gotta, oh, well, that's just fun. So this is the worst part to keep back, is keeping up with this. 4, 5, 6, just back and forth. So you're gonna see me distancing myself from the boss right now, just because if I was next to him, he would melee me. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a DPS skip, run to the red tile. I walk to the diagonal and watch it in slow motion. I guess I am clicking the indication I see in my peripheral, because I'm watching a lot of stuff at the same time. But the visual indication I see is his spear going above his head and being horizontal. Oh, shit, motherfucker. I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. Get back in quadrant, please. And I'm dead. Did I just tick eat that?
My brother in Christ. God damn. Wow.
Everything is fine! Oh my god! This is why I shouldn't talk and do. Oh my god. Did I tick eat that mage projectile from Akkha? I think I probably did. Oh my god. I'm laughing, but I'm really crying.
This is a white knuckle ride. I'm terrified.
If you're ever coming along in a boost and I tell you I'm recording a video, you just buckle in, because it's probably not going to be pretty.
Buckle up.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Alright, well.
This is amazing.
Amazing is not the word I would use to describe it. This is
It is
traumatic.
hard. Like people give up at that point. When you see it physically, they stop trying to flick, they stop trying to move, and they give up, man, mentally, instantly. You're like the only person I see that just straight. Like you've already made a plan and you've already reacted to it. It's insane. It's impressive.
Well, I was gonna go for a Karis, and I was like, shit, this fire is burning me. I'm not gonna be able to Karis in time. So then I started
And it
brewing.
also takes a load of health off you as well, so you waste it almost.
Well, that's fine. I still have a bunch in the pouch. I'm not sweating for
Okay.
supplies. I've got a brew on the ground. I've got 2 restores in my inventory. This is supposed to be a like 1 restore room if it's played perfectly, even at this level, 500 1+1. So I have way too many supplies on me. It's just cozy. And luckily, my imbued heart is about to come back. All right, so we're looking at the quadrants for DPS Skippy. I'm probably going to either go to the northeast or to the west. I'm going to the west now. You have to path to that tile to get past Akka and not get meleeed. Fire 1 hit, walk the diagonal. You'll notice if you slow that down, I am thinking, you can't see me thinking, but I'm telling you, I'm thinking about clicking when his spear is horizontal, but I actually click, and the click registers on the screen as his spear is plunging into the ground.
But look at the Matrix of Morpheus. You think that's area breathing? You
Yep,
can see me thinking.
absolutely. And I'm also doing, obviously, I'm doing some inefficient things because I took that melee from the boss, but and then the bleed and everything else.
Just a minute, the camera comes out. I fall apart at the seams, bro. So I'm like, I'm watching you talking and explaining and being. Oh dear God.
We're in control. It's like that, and I was talking in the middle of a ranged mage phase. Like that's just a bad idea. If I'm butterflying, I'm very good at butterflying. But when the ranged mage phase comes out, that's when shit starts getting real fucking hairy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're looking at another DPS check coming up here now that this thing is out. Yep, it should be out. And then also another thing is, oop, get some distance. As long as you never stop running, you're never gonna get hit by these black and white these black orbs or whatever orbs the color you want to call them. So I'm thinking about where I'm gonna DPS skip. I'm probably gonna DPS skip southeast corner because that just seems like the timing it's gonna give me. I go to the tile, I start walking the diagonal, and I click through when the spear is horizontal above his head, but by the time it actually registers, again, the spear is probably vertical. And then don't think you have to be killing shadows to practice DPS skipping. You can just fucking DPS skip even when the shadows are dead. You just go to the wrong quadrant. But I'm about to have to DPS skip. I'm going to go to this corner because why not? Walk the diagonal, click through, and get back over here to attack. So yeah, so here I'm just going to run out of quadrant to show you that you can practice DPS skipping. It's the exact same animation. It's just the color's not going to be there, right? Because the spear, when his spear raises above his head, when you're actually fighting the proper warden, I think it turns blue. But the animation and everything is the same for the shadows that are in right now the northwest, northeast, and southeast corners. Top and right, I guess is another way to refer to them. So let's just pretend I'm trying to DPS skip. I would bail now, and there I just never stopped moving. Obviously, I didn't need to do that. I could have just stayed in quadrant and continued to attack the boss, but you can practice DPS skipping like that the whole time. Just every time the other quadrants are going to fire, and that might help build a little bit of I don't know if I should call that muscle memory. Just practice the tendency to look at the timers. And it is a slight annoyance, but here, and also the timers reset when you. Oh, let me get to the middle here. give up. Never give up. Keep fighting.
Amazing. Literally.
Sheesh! Ah! Can't count to 6, apparently. Ay,
Oh,
ay,
I'm gonna count to 3. I'm like,
ay.
we got 4 parents.
Okay,
Oh
DPS
boy.
skip is relevant. So we're gonna go over here. I think I ran early, so I'm gonna walk for a little bit here. DPS skip, and then the tick that there's like you don't need to wait. So you saw there, I went to a DPS skip, I ran, and you can immediately run back. Like there's no extra, like you don't have to wait for the animation to go over the quadrant or anything. As soon as you move from inside to outside, you can immediately go back inside. There's no tick wait on it. It might look like what's happening on the screen doesn't say that, but here I'm also going to go for another DPS skip. There, and I have enough time to go to a different quadrant. Maybe I won't stop moving here. Yep, didn't even stop moving. Oh, black first, I hope. Have my finger on a brew just in case I didn't remember that correctly. Of course, another range phase. Oh, it didn't kill it? 1 HP. What a champ. Also like ZC being this guy, just for the off chance that you get a ruby proc. Let's be honest. You're probably just waiting for Shadow to come back anyway. Bro, I'm out of quadrant because I was panicked, so I'm just going to go for a DPS skip here. I didn't want to be next to the boss, so I was just going to chill and run away from him. And that concludes the most stressful Akkha I think I've ever recorded. Purely because I wanted to try to make a video of DPS skipping. And we'll go for one more DPS skip, why not? So again, we'll go to a different quadrant here. We'll run super early. Let's say you bail early for some reason, and you're just trying to walk around here. You gotta go like this, and then click on the tick that. So I bailed one cycle early. Like I should have bailed when I was up here, but I bailed down here, which was like just 5 ticks too early, basically. So to compensate for that, I just walked the diagonal. And continued to step that diagonal. And so, of course, I get treated with another range phase. Lovely. Just go around the world, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me do a 209 damage to range phase. Just don't switch off a range phase, buddy. Please. Give me that gift. If I can hit the mother trucker. Okay. That being said, I don't really know how to ladder skip. I know that you got a 50-50 shot if you just full send it. You just pick an indication like, of course, 81 HP it finally switches. I guess I should put blowpiping. There's no reason to try to ruby proc on 81 HP.
Not really, no.
Apparently, blowpiping is not very effective without a Missouri body on. And then we go for another one of these damn things.
Just keeping it warm, mate.
Alright, glad that's over with. Now, how to do come phase? God, I have no idea. I see it coming from a distance and I dodge it. And I've done it enough that I can see them coming from a mile away. And if I can't see them, then I'm trying to click where I know nothing is going to be. Like there, I honestly messed up. That was and that was a double mess up. Luckily, I'm not doing dehydration, so I can chill and just drink some brews. That's my thought process, is just click somewhere I know there's no orb and continue to do that while I chill and move. Just click where there's no orb, and I'm just walking into orb after orb after orb. Sure, that's a great description. I promise I did Perfection of Het twice before I did this boost.
He did. I witnessed it. It was perfect.
I'm dodging here and there. You can see that I might be good at dodging cum balls. I don't know.
I'm giving up.
And then a fun fact, there's arrows underneath them. Like, look, you see the little arrow under the cum ball? See how it's going diagonal? Look under the cum ball, you can see a little arrow.
Yeah. I've never ever taken the time to notice that. That's
Yeah, me neither. Somebody else pointed that to me after like 500 KC.
Wow.
So if you need the true tiles, just look under the cum ball. I feel like it's very crowded to because there's a way to tag the. Can I right click tag? Yeah, I could tag all. Fuck that! Don't need that. Whoa! Step out of the way. You need the true tiles. They're one. They're one. Ugh. 10 out of 10 do not recommend doing that shenanigans. Yeah, see, there were some good moves there once I pulled it together.
What a roller coaster.
That was an awful Akkha. We got through it. Appreciate your patience and allowing me to record that YouTube video.
Oh man. Worth every second. Amazing.
Oh, never give up. That's going to be the title of the video. How to do Akkha. Just never give up. Yeah, if that had been dehydration, I would have been dead when I took that fire flame damage stuff. Did you get 2 ambrosias again?
No, 1.
1? Well, I got 2, so I've got 1 for you, my friend.
There you go.
There you go. You got 4 ambrosias. Drop me all the tears and nectar. I'm gonna end the YouTube video there. We're gonna continue this, but I've got so many videos that are covering warden, so I might stop this recording and then resume the recording. Yeah, I'll just leave the fucking recording going in case anything interesting happens, and I'm gonna cut that part out. But like, subscribe, comment. Explain to me how I survived that, because I don't even know sometimes. Hopefully the explanations of the skipping and the examples included are encouraging and useful. And there's a link in the description where I do carries. And yeah, feel free to comment if you think of anything else I might be able to demonstrate on repeat. I'll just end the video there and stop talking to you.